It's now time for the Star Goddess podcast on the Crash and AJ blog at 98rock.com. These normally drop on Mondays, and that'll be right after Star Goddess appears on our FM show at 98 Rock. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, sir.
And if you want to go over the theme real quick before we get on the astrological signs of Star Goddess. I mean, we come off a week where some guys did something that no other humans have done in 40-plus years with the astronauts dropping in the splashdown. That was pretty historic right there.
That is pretty amazing just to see that. Yeah, it's a big week, actually. It's the full moon. It's the full moon on the Leo-Aquarius axis, which is today in about an hour, and then tomorrow, Mercury, the planet of communication, goes into Leo. So full moons always bring matters to some sort of a climax, some sort of a conclusion. We start things with the new moon, and 2 weeks later, we try and bring them to some sort of successful climax. Well, where that is in your chart depends on whether it's with love, whether it's with money, whether it's job, this or that. And then with Mercury going in there, it means that you'll have answers to your questions that whatever that full moon is spotlighting. So it gives you a lot more insight into what you can expect. So for Leos, which is the sign that we are in, this is the full moon in their sign, so it means that they need to really take a long listen to what their partners have to say. This is the partners saying, hey, we want the same rights and freedoms you have in this relationship. We want the same things. And when you're involved with the Leo, you have to understand that the Leo is the center of everything. That's just how Leos roll. The sun is the center of the solar system. All the planets revolve around the sun, and Leos go, yes, that's exactly the way it should be. So with Mercury entering their sign, they're finally going to actually hear what their partners are saying, and rather than take it defensively, say, okay, my queen or my king, whichever the case may be, we are on the same page as far as this goes going forward. We have equal rights, and let's restore the love in the relationship is pretty much what that means. So it also means that for Leos that are in a dating situation, their partner is going to want to know, where is this going?
Ah.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, and you got to be careful not to get backed into some sort of corner about that, because a lot of Leos don't really have the answer to that question yet.
Yes.
They won't really know that until December or January when Jupiter is in their 7th house of partners. So the challenge is going to be to keep that relationship going without giving a definitive answer.
Okay.
I don't really have any good suggestions on how to do that.
Blame it on the Rona. I mean, that's
right.
what everything is right now.
That's right.
That's a good one,
right.
Let's
make sure we're all alive in January. I say that about when people go, who's going to be the president? You know, who's going to win the election? It's like, I'm not even sure who's going to be alive on the day of the election so I'm not going to make a prediction until then.
Yeah, but anybody that's asking kind of what the future holds right now is kind of asking a moot question right there. I don't think.
Yeah, it really is, because there are so many things that can change between now and then.
Any answer you get is going to probably be something that probably will be different.
Yes.
A month from now.
Yes. But the Leo can say something, along the lines of, I'm very, very serious about this. This means a lot to me. It's the best thing you can do without going, sure, I'll marry you.
Gotcha.
But it's that kind of a thing. You want to acknowledge some of it without getting backed into a corner. That kind of deal.
What about a prince? What about a prince, a Leo prince? Because I got one of those there. It looks like, I don't want him to think he's got the upper hand around the relationship.
But he does, though. That's the thing that you don't understand is he really does.
All right. Let's not tell him that.
He really does. Yeah, good luck with trying
keep
to
that to
let him
ourselves.
think that he's not the
Talking
king.
about my son.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking more of your dog.
Well, he's
that one too.
He got 3 Leos in the house, so it's pretty Leo-ish there around there.
I just want to know, who says they're sorry? Because none of those signs are renowned for admitting that they were wrong or saying that they're sorry. So
I think out of the 3 of those, it's probably me, and I shouldn't half the time. So there you go.
I would think so. Yes, because you have a lovely Sagittarius rising sign, which says, can't we all just get along?
Right.
Aww.
So, but my thought in that is the dog is probably the king of that particular castle. For Virgos, this is behind the scenes energy. Virgos, Leo is their 12th house of their own undoing. They have to be really careful with their health, not to burn the candle at both ends. But with Mercury in their 12th house, someone younger is going to be trying to talk the Virgo into something that the Virgo knows is not a good idea. But the Virgo still is likely to think that they can get away with it, because Virgos think they're smarter than everybody else, and they think, ooh, I can get away with stuff other people haven't. And to Virgos everywhere, including myself, I say good luck with that.
Wow, that's kind of broad, though. So that could be like any type of idea that's a bad idea.
Yes. That Virgos think that because it's them, they can make it work where nobody else has been able to make it work.
Ah.
So
Okay.
They just have to be really careful because they're likely to get outed is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So, and it's the type of thing where, when you hide from other people, you also hide from yourself, which is not a cool thing. But the big emphasis for Virgos this week is, because of this full moon, is involving their job and where it is that they work. So they're probably likely to get some information over this week or so concerning their job status. And a lot of us, with this coronavirus, are not really sure what our job status is. And, it's that not knowing that makes you crazy. And at least Virgos get that answer one way or the other. To me, it's either kill me or, be done with me. I hate it when hurricanes just kind of hang off the coast and threaten to kill you. After a while, it's like, oh, just come through and do it already. That type of deal is where Virgos are feeling with that. And Virgos may have an ally behind the scenes that they don't know about, which is a pretty cool thing, too. So for Libras, this energy is very, very favorable for Leos, which, again, bodes well for Kamala Harris wanting to be the vice president, because this energy is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And Libras, whether you're a male or a female, you're going to be likely to take your friends, your male friends and colleagues, and have them work on a project that really benefits the Libra. And it'll probably benefit the group too, but the main beneficiary of this energy is the Libra achieving a hope, wish, goal, or objective. And Libras are not big fans of going at it alone, and they do much better in a partnership. So the question is, it's a partnership for them that works to make the Libra happy. The Libra gets what they want out of the deal. So, yeah. And it's a matter of, this full moon is showing them a very creative way to do this. And it still leaves them appearing to be the good guy in the relationship. That they're going to do the group a favor and say, yes, I'm going to go along with what it is that you want, because truth, in fact, it gives the Libra what the Libra wants.
So Libra, now, if a Libra approaches you with an idea, is there any particular sign that should not pair with the Libra, or is it like
a Cancer or a Capricorn?
Okay.
Those two. Anybody else will be fine with Libra. So Libras can find something in common with everybody. That's what makes them so charming. When you talk to a Libra, they look at you and they make you feel like you're the only person in the room. Even though they're, looking behind you to see who might be a better opportunity for them, because they are the ultimate opportunists. Yeah. So but that's what makes them so charming, is they appear to be very, very engaging.
Gotcha.
So, gotta like that. For Scorpios, this, I gotta tell you, is tough energy for Scorpio. This full moon in Aquarius, Leo is at the top of the chart for Scorpio, so they are in the professional spotlight for one reason or another. And they have to be careful not to do themselves in. What they really need to do, Scorpios need to listen to the advice of younger people. There are younger people in their environment. There are younger people that are advising them. And the younger people really have some good ideas that the Scorpio needs to take to heart. And normally Scorpios are the ones that keep their own counsel and they make their own decisions, but they really need to listen what younger people have to say over the next 3 weeks or so before they make that decision. And I can't help but think that Joe Biden, the Scorpio, is mulling that over right now as to who does he make his vice president. And I only hope that she's a lot younger than he is, because that's the thing that's going to take for them to win.
He's got like a stable of quality candidates there.
Yeah,
right?
He does. There's a lot of girls, that are willing to make him look good. So he needs to, and it's such a huge decision, because that really will make or break, his presidential run, more so than anything else would be who he picks as his deep. So I'd be curious to see what he does. But that will also occur over the next 3 weeks or so, with Mercury being in Leo. For Sagittarians, this energy is great energy for them. It's in their 9th house of long-distance travel, publishing, communications, the law, legal matters. All has to do with promoting the Leo's interests. And the thing the Leos are doing is the things that they're putting in motion now end up paying off for them professionally next year. But they're putting that stuff into motion now. And so there's some sort of short distance, short duration travel. There's some sort of communication that they've been waiting for. I almost think that in the last month or so, they've cast their bread upon the waters, and now they're waiting for word back about it. And this was probably a child of their mind, something they've been trying to get off the ground since July 1st. So they get some favorable news that moves the needle one way or the other for them, gives them a better understanding of what they can do with it, helps them narrow down their focus to something that they can manage. But at the end of the day, it's something that's going to make more money for the Sagittarians, because that's what they're interested in. So, as you said, what does that mean for me, Star Goddess? Because your rising sign is Sag. So for you, it's actually probably pairing up with somebody a little bit younger. to take something that it is that you have created and run with it, kind of a deal.
It's been crossing my mind on several different fishing. I've got a couple fishing poles out there, so the COVID era kind of made things a little cloudy. The water's a little murky with all those little projects, but now it's starting to clear up a little bit, I guess.
Yes, because Mercury is in Leo. You'll start to get you'll get some nibbles that you can turn into something you can actually reel in, which would be nice. So that'll occur over the next 3 weeks or so. That's this full moon energy, and then of course Mercury in Leo. For Capricorns, it's about the money. It really is about making more money. It's about things that they can do personally to increase the amount of money they make. This is not necessarily benefiting from other people's resources, although it can mean making some really smart investments. But more than likely, it is the Capricorn making more money as a result of the fruits of their labor, the job that it is that they do. And I don't know whether they get some additional education or additional information or a better way to communicate, but it has to do with them making more money using their words, using their intellectual abilities rather than their back, rather than physical labor kind of a deal. So, but it's a very good time for them to do a state of the finance check and figure out exactly what they need and what they need to go forward with it financially. So, and it doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy a lottery ticket because I'd probably buy one, but I don't think that this is more of an earned income kind of thing. This is something that they actually initiate and do. For Aquarians, this energy, this full moon is in their sign. The moon is in their sign today. Mercury and the sun are in the 7th house of partners. So Aquarians are also one of those signs deciding about, do I make a relationship permanent? And it doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. It can be any kind of intimate one-to-one relationship, some sort of a partnership, some sort of a thing where they will not be successful if they go it alone. So they need to team up with somebody. And it depends on your individual, status, whether or not it's a romantic thing or a professional thing. But either way, the emphasis is on not going it alone. And more than likely, again, because Mercury I always read as younger people, it is probably teaming up with somebody a little bit younger that brings a perspective that you don't have, that you can incorporate into whatever image it is you're trying to, or whatever it is your illusion you're trying to create.
Now, I know that a lot of times these are kind of a broad stroke type of messages to the signs. So if it's a younger or older person, the younger person is going to have to team up with an even younger person in their life.
Yes. And the older person will benefit from the different perspective that the younger person does. And actually, the Aquarian, there's a young person that's got something to say that the Aquarian really needs to hear. And I don't know whether that they haven't had an opportunity to hear it or they haven't wanted to hear it, but this week makes it really apparent that they need the input of someone younger.
Okay.
In order to go forward with whatever it is that they want to do. So that's the kind of thing where you don't really want to hear it, but you need to.
Right.
So. For Pisces, this energy is in their 6th house of work, health, and responsibilities. And Pisces have to be really careful to make sure that they don't get talked into doing something that they don't really want to do, but they don't know how to say no to. It's the type of thing where Pisces can get pressured into doing something where they're going, I really don't want to do it, and I would, but, and then they say whatever the but is, and whoever it is that's asking to do something goes, I'll take care of the but. And because Pisces are genuinely nice people, they don't know how to say, not no, but hell no. And there's something they need to say, not no, but hell no to. And I don't know whether it's an additional the duty. I don't know whether it's somebody wanting the Pisces to do their job for them. But the Pisces has to just be really careful to not be conned into doing something that they don't really want to do.
Is that a Libra we were talking about earlier? Maybe you're trying to...
The Libra trying to con the Pisces into doing that. Could be, yeah.
Look out
that
for those Libras now.
And if so, it's for the Pisces. Libra's in their 8th house of money, so keep your checkbook to yourself.
Ooh. Okay.
You want to be careful with that. I just don't want to see Pisces get taken advantage of. That's the only challenge with this particular energy is that there's something that's not revealed, that if they knew it, they would not take the action they take.
Wow.
That kind of thing.
That's a little dramatic right there. Some stuff going on.
It can be. And, I know a lot of Pisces, and I hate it because they are genuinely nice people, and people mistake their kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to see that happen to them. For Aries, they want to have as much fun as they possibly can. This energy is in their 5th house of love affairs and children and entertainment, and this is younger people coming into your life, new love relationships coming into your life. If you're single, if you're married, be careful not to fall into that trap where a friend really wants more than what you think that they want. And women fall for that a lot. Women are nice to people because they're nice. Men are usually nice to you because they want something from you.
Oh.
And so women have to be really careful. It's just kind of the way of the world.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a damn thing on that. I'm just going to keep my mouth quiet and respectfully disagree.
That's right. This is the smart guy for that very reason. And then if Aries are interested, they need to make sure that everybody's age appropriate. That's the kind of thing where the guy goes, the stripper girl's in love with me, and it's like, no, honey, she really isn't. That kind of a deal.
Star guys, it's like you're genuinely nice to a lady, and if you're genuinely nice to people, I mean, you gotta take that in consideration. You might just be dealing with a nice person, unless you're looking for something secretly, more subconsciously.
Chris Rock does the best riff on that ever, and he talks about whenever a man's nice to a woman, what he's really saying is, hey, you want some dick? When a guy opens the door for you, he's really saying, hey, you want some dick? I call Chris Rock the prop.
I don't have a comeback for that one, really. I don't.
Yeah.
All right. I knew I should have kept my mouth shut on that.
Yeah, he went too far. He was doing great. But Aries, they're very interested in straightening out their love life. That's what they want to do. Mars is in their sign, and they genuinely want to get physical. And if they're single, they want to find someone to get physical with. If they're attached, they want to get that show on the road. That kind of a deal. So I'm all for it, personally. Tell you the truth, having an Aries rising, I kind of look forward to this time of year.
Get a girl.
For Taurus. Yeah, that's right. For Tauruses, they kind of want to stay home. This is homebound energy for them. Yeah.
I know, I was going to say that, right?
Leo's their fourth house of home. And they'll go out for professional things because they have professional stuff going on all of this week, but they really want to stay a little closer to home. They really need just to take a little bit of time off and just take a step back sometime over the next 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks, just to kind of regroup and almost do like a mental reset kind of a thing for them, and deal with some sort of issues that are going on at home. So,
funny you mentioned that. I'm trying to work on all of that next week, actually. I'm trying to take a little bit of time to just sort of do exactly what you were talking about right there. So that's wild how that all intersects.
The thing I love about astrology is the energy exists whether you believe in it or not. Mm-hmm. It's not like Tinkerbell where you have to believe in it for it to exist. And I like it when we find ourselves giving into that and going along with what the energy is rather than trying to fight it or make something happen before it's time. That's what I like about it. For Geminis, this energy is good energy for Gemini. They want to get this show on the road. Geminis have short distance, short duration travel along with long distance travel. They really, even though there are a lot of travel restrictions going on, Geminis do not care. Planes, trains, automobiles, whatever it takes to get them where they want to be. That's what they're going to do. There's no staying home for Geminis over the next 3 weeks or so. It is a take this show on the road, see how it plays in Peoria kind of a deal. And you can see that with our president. He was in Tampa yesterday, and now he's over the other coast and trying to get those rallies going. But it is trying to reach a broader audience with your words, Gemini. And they need to do it in person. So, and then legal matters are very favorable for them. Short distance, short duration travel is really the very best thing for them to do. So, and I think that they'll do it with a bunch of younger people as well. And then for Cancers, the last sign of the zodiac, this energy is in their second house of money. Cancers don't care. All they want to know is, how do I make more money? And I think a lot of that has to do with, it's interesting, the United States is a Cancer, and the $600 federal unemployment ran out on Friday. And so I think there are a lot of Americans going, oh, my God, what am I going to do? What can I do to make more money? That's really the bottom line, is how do we get the money flow going back for Cancers and de facto the United States or so?
Yeah, and how does the country make the money back from all the money that we're about to distribute?
Exactly. Exactly. But I think that sometime over the next 3 weeks we'll have a definitive answer. I would love to say we'll have an answer by the time Venus gets into Cancer on Friday, that the Democrats and Republicans will come to some sort of terms on extending unemployment benefits. But I do not think it's going to be as generous as the original one was. Yeah. So that's what it looks like to me, that Cancers are going to have to do a lot more work to kind of make that happen. So, but it's all about, for Cancers everywhere, it's all about the money, making more money. Don't really care how they do it. don't really care what they need to do. I was surprised to find out that contact tracers make $20 an hour.
Yeah.
For calling up. Yeah, for real. And, and if you don't want to work, that there's a lot of jobs, opening up now that you can work from home. One of my friends does pizza, does it when she gets home from work, then puts on her headset, sits around the house and answers calls for Pizza Hut. Making spare money. So
my prediction for the country to make the money back is federally across the board, legalize the weed, tax it, boom, you're gonna have so much money.
Tax it, yes.
It'll make the money back so fast.
I can't believe that hasn't happened already. I thought for sure that is something Donald Trump would have done right away.
I got a feeling
just to cut the legs out of California and Colorado, the places that voted against him, is to just legalize it nationally and then tax it. Swap the federal tax. And there's historical precedent for that.
You want to see some mouths drop open? Have him say that. You know what I'm going to do? Legalize weed across. They're like, what? Who is this man?
Yes. And tax it. And use that money to pay for our infrastructure. Yeah. That would be wonderful. So, but again, much like the Buccaneers, he never listens to me either. But that's tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac with the full moon today. And then Mercury entering Leo tomorrow.
All right. We have her on every Monday. Podcast follows at 98rock.com. And by the way, if you'd like Star Goddess's services, there's an email for that, right?
Yes, but off the air, they have to pay me. On the air, it's free. Off the air, they have to pay me.
Absolutely.
They need to know that. So let's just send them to my StarGoddess98rock.com webpage, and they can see everything that I offer.
There you go. You guys have
and that way they have to listen to us.
Rest of the week. Star Goddess Podcast, the Crash and AJ blog at 98rock.com.